Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Welcome to a new day and welcome to almost a new year. This is the time of the year that I get really excited about the future because I see, there's a whole new year ahead of me that I can actually, look forward to and dream about and plan for. But I always check as well for trends that are happening in the world that are going to impact me and, in fact, impact the dreams that I might have for myself and my family. But this year it's kind of interesting. And of course, we all know what's been happening in the last couple of years to impact our thinking about the future. Maybe we're all worried. There's more fear, there's more hesitation. But a couple of magazines have actually stepped up and done some articles on trends for 2022. And I thought it'd be interesting just to chat about them and see what you think, whether you agree with these trends. And what I've done is taken the list from The Economist, which is one that's a very broad list of trends for the world in general, economy, the culture, society in general, and then some specifics around travel and clothing and trends that are being observed by more specialist groups. But the first one is The Economist did this article. It was called The World Ahead to 2022 and Adjusting to New Realities is the kind of a headline for their predictions for 2022. The first is a political one, and it's all about the challenge or the conversation and the reality of democracy versus autocracy. And we're seeing this play out all around the world. And by the way, 60 and Me is a community of older women. So these things I'm going to be talking about are certainly not just for our age group. They're just more broadly about the world that we as older women live in. So the first is about democracy versus autocracy. The second is the pandemic versus or evolving into endemic. And the pandemic, of course, is one where there's just things happening all the time that are new to us that we can't deal with. And that was certainly where we were 2020 and 21. But now there's this movement from a pandemic to an endemic. And that is where it's just pervasive. It's just part of our world. And it's like the flu, cold, other diseases, other infections that we deal with. And it's a broad-based issue. And the conversation on in The Economist is also about how this is impacting rich countries in a more positive way than poor countries. And I think that's a trend we will be discussing in many different of our conversations. The third is inflation worries. That's an economic trend. I think that because of supply chain challenges, because of the virus and other political situations, this is going to be inflation is going to be a challenge for disrupting the world economy, and prices will rise. This is the third trend. I'm seeing a piece of hair there we go. Trends of my hair. The fourth one is future of work. And of course, this is the one that we all know about because working from home has become the standard, procedure now for all of us. And we're getting used to it. We're doing business with Zoom. We're working with each other online all the time. So the future of work is really in question. And the trend for 2022, they say, is going to be how to create a hybrid environment where we can get stuff done working from home. There's also lots of issues politically around remote workers and how to tax them. And there's just going to be lots of, evolution, in their opinion, in 2022 around that. The fifth one is the new tech backlash. And I think a lot of people are experiencing that this year where there's a backlash against technology, social media. People are dropping out of it, especially in our age group, the older age group. And so that's another trend that they talk about. That's going to be how to have innovation in technology and restrictions to some level, but not how to not cause any problem with innovation. Let's go on the list. Crypto grows up. So crypto money, Bitcoin, all these cryptocurrencies will become mainstream. They'll get involved. The banks will get involved. Travel trouble, of course, is a big one. It's going to be more difficult to travel for 2022. Ongoing. We don't need to even talk about that. We all know about that situation. It's really sad, but it is what it is. And it's going to continue according to The Economist. This is their predictions for 22. The next one is climate change. And of course, wildfires, heat waves, disasters are going to, in their opinion, continue. It's going to keep highlighting the fact that we've got to pay attention to the climate change situation And I know some of you don't agree with this, and none of this, by the way, is just my opinion, although in that case I do agree. But these are all things that the economists think are ones we should be watching for in 22. The space race, they feel, is going to heat up, and it's going to become more a space for paid passengers, where people can go on space journeys. And that whole world, in their opinion, is going to expand. And political footballs is the final one, but they talk about, how certain political things, like is it the Winter Olympics in Beijing, and the Dubai, is it the World Cup? But how sporting events are becoming politicized, and I'm sure there's other examples. But that's the 10 things that the economists think are going to be on the radar for 2022. Do you agree? Well, did they miss any? Anything that you think is going to become a big issue in the next year? A trend? Maybe more cooking at home, but which leads me to food. Food trends. Let's talk about food trends. This is really fun. Now, Forbes magazine is where I got this information. And, by the way, I just did like random research. I wasn't like doing it in depth. I just looked at a few articles in each category. But this is ones that Forbes in particular raised as trends for 22. Rise of the cooking robots. Already there are restaurants that serve food with robots, and I think that robots serve the food. And I think that robotic or artificial intelligence, that's maybe a trend that Economist is holding off for right now, but it's going to become, according to Forbes, a big deal in food. Plant-based food is everywhere. I just happened to notice a poster the other day for it was a kebab, I think it was like a chicken kebab, and it was all plant-based food. So it's, food made from plants, vegetarian versions of meat dishes. More ghost kitchens. Oh, I think that's what they're talking about, is where there's no one in the kitchen except for electronics and technology. And I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm sure it's going to be fun. Most ghost kitchens, maybe less activity in the kitchen, more people will be eating out. No, it's got to do with the fact that things are becoming automated in the cooking world. And the next trend for food, they say, is less alcohol, which is interesting. I don't know whether that's true in your world or in your experience, but they say that as far as food trends, there's going to be less alcohol. I think there's definitely a trend towards healthier eating. Food eating, the keto diets, and food that's going to help you to keep your insulin levels down, your stress levels down, or stop stress from happening in your body with your foods that you eat. So I think that's the trend for sure with foods. Okay, decor. This is a good one. Country Living is where I got this information, magazine on lifestyle, home decor. And this is what they say. Of course, number one is sustainability and natural materials. You can see that coming into the home already. People want things that are reusable, recyclable, and are sustainable. That is a trend, that we want things that are a better quality, and that will be apparently, according to Country Living, expressed in the home. Reworking the living space. This is now that we're working from home, how to use a space as an office, as a living room, as a kitchen area, as an eating area, and reworking home spaces is going to be a big trend in the next year. Blue is the new black. The colors, I haven't got the Pantone colors yet for this year, but I know Dulux is named blue. There's a very beautiful blue that is their color of the year. And that seems to be a big trend, is we're softening the edges around the black in the home decor and going towards the blues and navy sort of sea colors, nature colors. Antiques and thrifting, big deal. Return to retro. And I've seen that. I've seen turquoise fridges and return to retro, but just this whole thing about using what we've got, thrifting and reusing. Lifestyle trends in general. All the articles I looked at were talking about self-care, well-being, creating calm and community, homey comforts, cuddly blankets and all those types of things, self-reliant, adaptive, way of looking at life, making do with what you've got. Maybe you can relate to this. And in terms of travel trends, I think they talk about things like once in a lifetime trips are really becoming popular. Cruises, round the world trips are booked up until 2024. I know this because I checked. Short haul destination trips are really, really big. Vacations with family and friends keeping it family focused, keeping it close to home. Again, back to ecotourism, sustainable tourism, that's another trend. And they talk about wanderlust streaming. And I think that's the importance of Instagram and those types of places where travel and exploring new places becomes a lifestyle that liberates. It liberates you to live through these wanderlust influencers. I think the metaverse and all the things that are occurring with that we've talked about in another video will actually contribute to that. I'm going to do final ones because wellness trends, I'm realizing I'm going over on my normal time, but wellness trends are really kind of interesting. And I haven't had a massage in 2 years. And who has? I mean, no one's touching each other. So all that's been banned or shut. But they're talking now about a wellness trend of touchless facials, touchless treatments. And what's that mean? I had to look it up because I was thinking, how are you going to do a facial without touching? But it's light therapy, light therapies, relaxation pods. These are the types of things that apparently are appearing in 2022. In general, how to boost our immune system, how to stay healthy, eating better, cooking healthy, better sleep, meditation apps. All these things are going to become really popular and are very, very popular now. Digital healthcare will be another one where we get to talk to doctors online rather than in person. I think this pandemic, of course, is going to continue through 2022. And a lot of these trends that I've been talking about are kind of a reflection of that trend. Of course, the physical distancing issues, lots of creative people are putting together little glass or perspex enclosed pods on mountain tops so people can eat in privacy and safety, and all those physical distancing techniques are going to be important. But I think to close the topic really of trending, I think it's going to be all about adapting to the world that we live in, using what we've got, taking good care of ourselves, watching the world, and maybe paying more attention to it and being more gentle and careful and compassionate with ourselves and with our world. But are there any trends that I've talked about that interest you, that you think are definitely happening in your life, in your world? I'd really love to know what you think. And I guess this is a bigger topic than I thought. Maybe I'll need to do another video on trends for older people, things that we're doing for our generation. But I just thought that was really a fascinating conversation to share with you. And hopefully if you have anything to add, you'll leave some comments in the section below. Please subscribe, give our video a like so we can share it around the world, and just take very good care of yourself, and know that we respect and love you very much, and happy that you're here with 60 and Me. Thanks everybody. Take good care.